I just want to introduce you, Dad, to the poker community. I specifically want to do this because you are my personal mentor in my business career. I was so excited when you were interested in investing in poker athletes. And as one of the owners, I feel like it's so much value to all the poker athlete community as they're trying to build some wealth, making a little extra money to play poker or just to build their quality life with their families. Instead of just being a doctor, you went and started a whole franchise of clinics. You've had failures and wins, and you've taken risks, and you've learned all the lessons, and you've done it. You've found it, and you've got some really unique formulas. And I've read all the business books, Kiyosaki and Dave Ramsey, and you've got unique nuggets of wisdom to offer the community. And there's a reason why I brought you on as an investor, not just for the financing, but for the wisdom and the partnership. And so I want to introduce you to this community. I'm excited. This is my dad, Dr. Stan Packard.
So thank you. I'm glad to be here.
There's a lot of people out there that they're kind of stuck. They're making enough to pay their bills, but they're having a hard time getting ahead. What would you say is some advice to someone that might be trying to just make more income?
When you talk to people, listen.
To listen, it's more than just to get the information. It's also building the relationship.
Communicating a certain amount of respect that they feel comfortable to share things with you that they wouldn't.
Okay.
Including opportunities. So look in the eye, listen. It's real powerful. And smile is so powerful.
That's a good skill to have, but what about people that just, let's say they learned how to listen. What do they do now? Like, how do they start making more money? Like, if they're just kind of stuck, should they get another job or?
There's a lot of people that need to double their income. And the real quick answer might be to most people is get another job. And if you can't double the amount of dollars per hour that you make, double the number of hours that you work. Look, no, don't get a second job. Get your first job to be good enough to take care of the basics.
Okay.
Then what would have been your second job? That's time where you build wealth. And you build wealth by putting things together. When you have relationships built, then you can build businesses. From those relationships, you can build teams. Teams make businesses. You can put that business into a building. When a business goes into a building, that building becomes triple value. And so does the business become worth more. Then you take that business inside a building and build another business inside another building, and you teach other people how to do that. So you begin to figure out how to make other people wealthy. So six-figure people know how to make money. Million-dollar people know how to get other people to make money and keep a tiny piece of it each time. So that second job that you would have, don't go become the pawn of somebody else. Be your own. In this universe, there are things that act and things that are acted upon, and you don't want to be the one that's acted upon unless it's absolutely necessary as a guarantee to put food on the table. Beyond that, you be the one that acts, and to do that, you put contracts, relationships together, people, teams, put teams into businesses, businesses into buildings, and then you can take those businesses and put them as a family, and they call that a franchise. So that makes it triple again in value when you sell the whole thing together. There is a synergy there that makes it all worth more, but you start by creating little pieces that you put together.
You said, I need help building my franchise of clinics. Brandon's good at just getting things done, but he doesn't like to be managed. Doesn't like to be micromanaged.
This is true.
We learned that the hard way.
That's been true for several decades.
Right. You kind of found where I was good at. You found a need, and you kind of put those together, and you made a lot of money from that. I made a lot of money from that. We put together a bunch of people that alone, they weren't as valuable as whenever you put it all together. There's about 6 or 7 pieces. There's the OMAs, there's the clinics, there's the real estate, there's me as a project manager, you as the CEO. We put it all together, and the sum of everything together was significant.
If you want to build a house, you put 2 boards together and drive a nail through it.
Yep.
If you want to build a business, you put 2 people together and sign a contract. You build things, whether on paper or physically with materials, franchises or entities, you can build things. One thing that I wanted to say is, if you can find people that are undervalued, that's gold. And you help them find their value and reach their dreams. This is leverage. What I'm saying is, And let me just give my own example. I'm in medicine. I'm a physician, and so I would find somebody who's very, very talented, but people don't recognize that. Help them get into a business position that they couldn't have got otherwise, and just keep 10 or 20% of it. They make more than they ever could have. You get all your time back. That time that you were going to spend on a second job, you use that time to help somebody else make money. You keep a piece of it, you get all your time back, do it again. Then you duplicate that again, and you do that full time. What you've done is you've kept 10% of each one 10 times. You've got 10%. It's 100%. And you got all your time back. So that's way better than getting another job.
When I started working for you, I had $112 in my bank account. I don't know if you know that or not, Dad, but I was really in a bad spot. But I kind of was intimidated by this whole situation. And let's just say somebody loves what you're saying. They're learning how to listen. They love the idea of building people, connect things. Let's say someone's working a day job, 8 hours a day. What are some practical things they can think about to start getting into that world of connecting things and connecting people? Where should they look? Where do they start?
You start with whoever's in front of you. Sometimes you ask probing questions like, what's your dream? What are you after?
Right. And this goes into what you were saying before when you're saying to be a good listener. It's not just to get something. You can't be asking those probing questions if you're not interested in listening. You got to connect and listen to people, and that'll help you see people. That'll help you see what their talents are and their strengths. You build value with that, the connections.
And you can't just jump into questions that are probing that are kind of personal. Like,
why not?
Are you trying to make more money? You haven't built the credibility to get there yet.
Right.
You do that with your listening and your smile, and after a while, they realize he's hearing me. They're going to open up eventually. And you use your time to help other people reach their goals and their dreams. And they'll want to share that with you. They'll want to share that to a certain extent.
That's powerful. That's deep. I've seen you do this with people literally right in front of me. But you literally told me, you said, I don't know how this is going to make me money. All I know is if I help this person become what they're trying to be, it's going to eventually...
When you build value in people, the way to monetize that for them and eventually also for you, it will be elucidated. It's okay to go ahead and build the value now, even if you never monetize it. Do it for the right reason. You may build 10 people, and one of them one day shoots the moon and you got a piece of it.
Right.
Okay? And the other 9, you just helped them out. But that gives you the feeling in your heart that you're also after. You're not just trying to make money off of everybody. You want the world to be a better place. And when they see that in you, then the ones that do turn around and say thank you, then you start to build your own wealth that way.
That's powerful. It's literally what I've seen. And I'm excited for future videos with you because I want to give specific examples. I even want to bring some of the people on that you've done this for. I think this is very practical for people. It's the next step to get ahead.
Here's a skill set that a lot of people forget, and that is creating win-win relationships. It creates a beautiful synergy by putting those things together. Again, putting things together.
I love that. Man, that was so good. Great advice, Dad. Thanks for coming on and sharing all this with a poker athlete community. And
I love what you're doing. You're putting things together.
Thanks.